And probably 2 or 3 years ago, A+ started to notice that there was a leadership need, most specifically in the principal's office, that was going to, that had already appeared in Houston and was going to become more prominent over the next 5, 10, 15 years.
I want to be a principal because I want to be an effective leader to change lives. I want to be able to go in and have a lasting impact on students, on a community, on a staff. And I believe the way to do that more effectively is to be the leader and to be the principal of the school.
Everything starts with the principal, and I think that you have to have a strong principal at the helm of any school, specifically secondary urban schools. The principal sets the vision for the school. The principal has to empower those that work around he or she. The principal has to really find a way to pull teams together to work effectively. The principal also has to have a love for kids and keep kids at the center and make sure that all of their staff members do the same. We started with almost 250 applicants from wide arrays of experience, varied backgrounds.
The process was very rigorous. From the initial application seemed pretty lengthy, and then the phone interview, I believe it was like an hour and a half phone interview, and then the face-to-face interview, an hour or so, and then the 2-day weekend is just very rigorous. And I'm just honored to be selected from, I think it was 235 people, so definitely an honor to be here.
Thank everybody who's hot pink who's here to give themselves with us. And so now, as you may have noticed on your table, we have a present for each of you. I'm pretty excited to give a present. And I'm going to read a little something to you called Opening Presents. And just think about what it means, how it taps the inner in you. It says, there's no problem if you trust the process. It's a perfect world with simple rules. Nothing's missing. Nothing's extra. Some want to change, some don't. Some risk, some won't. Some try too little, some try too late. Some give up, others refuse to give in. Some set conditions, some wait and see. Some accept help, some don't know how. Some do it differently, some can't decide. Some get a lot of what they don't need. Some are scared, still others need.
I've interviewed many candidates for assistant principals and principals in the past, and one of the things that's a difficulty is not just finding individuals who may have a master's degree or certification, but finding people that really can stand up to the pressure of today's principalship and can lead in the midst of that pressure and have the individual characteristics to do that. We don't often see that in high percentages in terms of the numbers of people we look at. And I'm very impressed and surprised that I see what I believe to be a high percentage of individuals that I think have great potential of being school leaders.
You know, when you become a building principal, you're learning and growing, but it's not risk-free. Every second you make a decision, you're being measured against that decision. Some of them can be career-ending if you're not careful. I see this as just such a great opportunity, and hopefully then we'll encourage people to become principals. I think sometimes they're a little afraid to jump off into that abyss because you really don't see the bottom.
The process was pretty rigorous, and that could be a little intimidating, but then I thought, well, this is great because they're going to get the best of the best, and I want to be a part of that cohort that's the best of the best because I can even learn even more if I have the cream of the crop sitting around me. We can feed off each other and get suggestions from each other, and then the thought of having that cohort together for 3 years, just the support I'll get when I become a principal.
Good job. Okay, let go of me, let go. You're fine. I got you, I got you. Wait a minute. You're holding the belt. I got her. Woo!
All right.
Oh, hallelujah.
Lindsay. Okay, we're good.
Everyone comes from different backgrounds and everyone has different experiences, and they're teaching me patience and they're teaching me how to see things in a different way. I'm just learning that there are so many different perspectives that have to be considered when you're making decisions as a leader.
I was very attracted to this program because A Plus as an organization has a stellar reputation as forward-thinking and innovative in school reform and supporting leaders on campuses as they strive to make sure that schools are places that are exciting, academically successful places for kids and their families.
Personally, I wanted to have a greater impact on student learning. I feel like I was able to do that in my classroom, but in order to have a more expansive type impact, I wanted to do it on a different level. So that's personally why I wanted to go into the principalship, and I thought this was a great avenue to do it. So I subsequently applied for the program, and here I am.
We're starting the Regional Principal Leadership Academy. It's kicking off today. This is a group that the first cohort, Houston A Plus, is taking on, that will be training people to become visionary school leaders, principals, hopefully within the next couple of years. All these
Principal Leadership Academy started with CFG so that we could equip all the interns with tools for having conversations and pushing the conversations deeper so that when they become principals and as they go through the internship, instead of talking about dress codes and some of the default issues, they can actually talk about instruction, challenging conversations. They can have the deep conversations schools need to be having.
I've taken a semester-long class. You see the same people 3 hours a night for 12 weeks, but you never get to really build that really strong rapport. The conversations are usually a little bit limited, but even in just this first week, the amount of discussion and honesty and openness has already really started to take place. And so I think as the 14 months or the 3 years progresses, that there's going to be a lot of really close bonds. There's going to be an opportunity to really hash some things out as far as differences and good debates, bring ideas forth. But I think at the end of the program, we will all have just a solid group of core people that we can really call when we aren't sure of something or just having a bad day or need advice. I think that level of support is really going to carry through long term throughout most of our careers.
We have a fabulous cohort. We have a group of 21 interns. 9 of them have been assistant principals. 6 are coming straight out of the classroom into the cohort, and 6 others have been either supervisors, curriculum specialists, coordinators, something other than a school administrator or a teacher. So they're kind of in the in-between stage. We have a dynamic group of strength, a wealth of experience. They come from varied backgrounds. They're very eager, very excited about the process and the ability to be a part of something magnificent such as this. We've already seen the cohort begin to gel. They've bonded, and it's just really empowering as a former school administrator to see these young, bright minds begin to develop.
Well, I think this is a visionary process for A+. One of the things we worry about, I just got through reading an article published in the Texas Study this spring, looking at the tremendous turnover of principals in the state of Texas and nationwide. And so I'm excited for Houston to see that A+ has taken on this project of not only identifying high quality individuals, but giving them an opportunity to hone their skills and abilities. I think it'll make a tremendous difference for kids in Houston and the Houston area to provide a generation of future school leaders who can make a difference for our kids.